Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. Yes, I forgot to unlock the chat there. What are words? Hello, Sovereign. Hello, Floof. So last time we finished saving the circle mages. Words are a theoretical concept in which we communicate to one another. I prefer pictures. What is it, Floof? Fluff butt. But yes, we successfully defended the circle tower from the blood mages. And now we're gonna head to Redcliffe. Although first, we're gonna head to camp. Rest up.
The Blight. How will you end it?
Excuse me?
You say
What do you
you are a
ask?
Grey Warden. I have heard stories of this order.
You doubt I'm really a warden?
Great strategists and peerless warriors. That is what we hear of the Wardens. So far, I am not impressed.
But do you think you could do
Yes.
better? Well... to you, too.
Something on your mind? Not unless they were asking me.
Anyone
for a
told me
favour.
it's your...
Well, there was that one time in Denerim, but those women were not like you. Why? Is this your way of telling me you think I'm handsome?
And what if it is? What
Oh,
then?
nothing much. I just get to grin a bit and look foolish for a while.
Oh, we need to give Morgan something. Let's see here. There we go.
What? You found Flemeth's grimoire? Ever since we discovered
Not
the
yet.
condition of the Mage's Tower, I had wondered if it might be recoverable, but I had yet to speak of it to you. How fortunate that you found it on your own. You have my thanks. I will begin study of the tome immediately. I
You're
do
welcome.
not intend to squander this opportunity to learn more than Flemeth wished me to know. This should be interesting.
No, I have not killed Captain Janeway yet. And I don't think I'm anywhere near being able to face a dragon. Alright.
Yes.
What were you doing in that cage?
As you observed. It's what
That's
you
not
asked.
what I meant. Fuck's done with a cactus. You don't like me much,
Warden,
do
if
you?
I truly disliked you, I would leave. That I am still here, you may interpret however you choose.
Are you going to answer
I
my
did.
question?
Parshera, was there anything else? Speak,
I want to
then.
discuss something you mentioned.
Then I suggest we move
Okay.
on. I am
have a
hardly
question.
surprised.
Why did you come to
To answer a
Ferelden?
question,
What was the
the
question?
Arishok asked, what is the Blight? By his curiosity, I am now here. The one
What's
who
an air
commands
shock?
the Antam, the body of the Kunari.
Hello, Phoenix. Why does he care
Why
about
do
the
you?
blight? Ferelden is my home.
So if this blight were in Orlais, it could consume the land with impunity. Don't strain yourself pondering that. I do not know why the Arishok sent us. He commands and I go.
Did you find the answer to his
A portion
question?
of it. Were
What
you
was
not
the
at
answer?
Ostagar when the army was overwhelmed? That is your answer.
Don't you have to report
Yes.
back then? When are you going to do that?
Never. I cannot go home.
Well, you can stay with
Thank
us.
you. Can we move on? We keep the Darkspawn waiting. As you wish.
All right, let's go. Wow, Sten approved a lot of that. Holy shit. Let's see here. What other gifts do we have that I can? Gold bar. I think you just have to be willing to stand up to him and not ask stupid questions. I think. I don't know, I might have just got lucky. Pretty much.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice.
Trying to be romantic here, Alistair.
Oh,
Here,
thank
get
you.
drunk.
That's very nice.
You don't like drinking? Fuck. Alright, well, let's see here. I don't have any rocks. Here you go, boy.
Oh, how dear of you. Thank you so much.
There you go. Okay. I'm going with Alistair because as a noble, I have a chance to be on the throne if I'm with Alistair. Long live the Queen! Yes, Queen Carolina! And I do know about the ritual at the end. Which is going to be interesting because, as far as I can tell, Morgan doesn't swing my way. But we'll figure it out. Make royal babies. Maybe I can persuade her and Alistair to oh, how did the English put it? Close your eyes and think of England or something. If I recall, that's the Fenwatch. Lie back and think of England. What's with the heavy sighs?
That. Merely reflecting on the hopeless nature of the task in front of it. The most likely outcome is that it and its companions will become a stain on some rock for the Darkspawn to tread upon. I shall be moved to a single tear by the tragedy.
I didn't know you care.
It's true. One single tear, and then it's off to the north, I think. Or maybe west. I haven't decided. What's that? Did it hear flapping wings? There may be pigeons nearby. We should be alert.
Well, make sure you kill those pigeons. All right, let's sell some
You
shit.
and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
So what's your story
if you're
exactly?
really interested, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I am originally from Orzammar, the famed dwarven city that lies beneath the stately Frostback Mountains. I was a merchant there, too. Merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose. One
Why
day,
did you leave?
a noble woman came to my store. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that.
And did you steal them?
I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me. The lost tides. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold.
I would be appalled, but that is exactly how I've made my money. By looting the dead. I mean, that's how RPG economies work. The player character loots the dead of the people they killed. And I mean, it's finders keepers, right? I would judge you, but that's hypocrisy. So better do something with them than leave
That's
them to
exactly
rot.
how I see it. The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out. Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back.
And now here
Yes,
you are.
here I am. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you?
Let me see your wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
All right. Okay. Don't need that. Don't need those. Don't need those or those. All right. Okay, those need to go to a mage. Templar helm. Ooh. Christ. That could probably go to either Sten or Alistair. Those. That could go to some. Get rid of that. Get rid of anything rough or cured. We don't need that anymore. Bari collar. Okay, those. see here. I have a long bowman's belt. Okay. See, let's get rid of the diamond. That. And that. Alright.
Enchantment? Enchantment!
Enchantment! Let's see here. Select. Ooh. Cold. Fire damage. Here we go. In the Beastman's dagger, we'll put fire damage. There we go. Okay, is there anyone else? Anything else?
The Circle of Magi stands ready to assist, Grey Warden, as do the Templars of the Chantry.
Are you a Tranquil? Because you sound like one.
There are always areas to improve on, Grey Warden. The most useful for my talents are runes.
Okay, that's nice. I think we're good. Let's go ahead and head to Redcliffe. Alright. Gonna need
Indeed.
a rogue.
Indeed.
One more again.
A fine gift.
Actually,
You have my thanks.
I'm gonna need a healer. I just realized I
Of
don't need a
all the-
rogue, because I am a rogue.
Yes.
You need a warrior. Oh, screw it.
Indeed.
There we go. Uh-oh. Well, we can't go to Lothering no more. We'll go to Redcliffe Village.
I bring word,
Tenor.
sire. There are demands from the Banorn that you step down from the Regency. They are said to be gathering their forces, as are your allies.
Fuck you, Hal.
It
Fuck you,
appears it
Logain.
will be civil war after all, despite the Darkspawn. Pity. I also have an interesting report. There seem to be Grey Wardens who survived Ostagar. How, I don't know. But they will act against you. I have arranged for a solution, with your leave.
The Antivan Crows send their regards.
An assassin?
Against Grey Wardens, we will need the very best, sire.
And the most expensive.
Just get it done.
Well, at least he's sending the best after me.
Look, can we talk for a moment? I need to tell you something. I should probably have told you earlier. I told you
What's on
before
your
how
mind?
Al Eamon raised me, right? That my mother was a serving girl at the castle and he took me in. The reason he did that was because, well, because my father was King Marek, which made Kalen my half-brother, I suppose.
Why did you wait to tell me this?
I would have told you, but it never really meant anything to me. I was inconvenient, a possible threat to Kalen's rule, and so they kept me secret. I'd never talked about it to anyone. Everyone who knew either resented me for it or they coddled me. Even Duncan kept me out of the fighting because of it. I didn't want you to know as long as possible. I'm sorry. Oh,
I understand.
Good. I'm glad. It's not like I got special treatment for it anyhow. At any rate, that's it. That's what I had to tell you. I thought you should know about it.
So, why tell me then? Why do I need to know?
Because it will probably come up. I didn't want to walk into Redcliffe without you knowing the truth. That would be just awkward. I have no illusions about my status, however. It's always been made very clear that I'm a commoner, and now a Grey Warden, and in no way in line for the throne. And that's fine by me. No, if there's an heir to be found, it's Arl Eamon himself. He's not of royal blood, but he is Kalen's uncle, and more importantly, very popular with the people. Though, if he's really as sick as we've heard... Oh, no, I don't want to think about that. I really don't. So there you have it. Now can we move on? And I'll just pretend you still think I'm some nobody who was too lucky to die with the rest of the Grey Wardens.
As you command, my prince.
Oh, lovely. I'm going to regret this. Somehow I just know it.
As you command, my prince. Alright, so there's Castle Redcliffe.
I thought I saw
What's up,
travelers
Thomas?
coming down the road, though I scarcely believed it. Have you come to help us?
I need to see Arl Eamon.
The Arl? Then you don't know. Has nobody out there heard?
I've heard he's sick, if that's what
He
you
could
mean.
be dead for all we know. Nobody's heard from the castle in days. We're under attack. Monsters come out of the castle every night and attack us until dawn. Everyone's been fighting.
Oh, God.
And dying.
Apparently everyone seems to agree that a blight is the perfect time to start killing each other. Marvelous, really.
We've no army to defend us. No Arl and no king to send us help. So many are dead. And those left are terrified they're next.
Hold on, what is this evil that's attacking you?
I don't rightly know. I'm sorry, nobody does. I should take you to Ban Tegan. He's all that's holding us together. He'll want to see you.
Ban Tegan, Arl Eamon's brother. He's here.
Yes. It's not far, if you'll come with me.
What did I get myself into this time? Summon Bar.
It's Thomas, yes? And who are these people with you? They are obviously not simple travelers.
No, my lord. They just arrived, and I thought you would want to see them.
Well done, Thomas. Greetings, friends. My name is Tegan, Ban of Rainersphere, brother to the Arl.
I remember you, Ban Tegan.
Hello.
Though the last time we met, I was a lot younger and covered in mud.
Covered in mud? Alistair? It is you, isn't it? You're alive! This is wonderful news.
Still alive, yes. Though not for long if Ten Loghain has anything to say about it.
Indeed. Loghain would have us believe all Grey Wardens died along with my nephew, amongst other things.
You don't believe Loghain's
What,
lies?
that he pulled his men in order to save them? That Cousland risked everything in the name of glory? Hardly. Loghain calls the Grey Wardens traitors, murderers of the king. I don't believe it. It is an act of a desperate man. So, you are a Grey Warden as well? Is it possible we've met? You seem very familiar.
You may have known my father, Tern Cousland.
Ah, yes, that's it, exactly. A pleasure to meet you indeed, though I wish it were under better circumstances. You're here to see my brother. Unfortunately, that might be a problem. Eamon is gravely ill. No one has heard from the castle in days. No guards patrol the walls, and no one has responded to my shouts. The attack started a few nights ago. Evil things surged from the castle. We drove them back, but many perished during the assault.
What evil things are you talking
Some
about?
call them the Walking Dead. Decomposing corpses, returning to life with a hunger for human flesh. They hit again the next night. Each night they come, with greater numbers. With Cousland dead and Loghain starting a war over the throne, no one responds to my urgent calls for help. I have a feeling tonight's assault will be the worst yet. Alistair, I hate to ask, but I desperately need the help of you and your friends.
It isn't just up to me. Though the Grey Wardens don't stand much chance against Loghain without Arl Eamon.
First off, we can't call him the Walking Dead. That's copyright. Stalking Dead. Do that. Second, yeah, of course we'll help. We need the army. An army of dead soldiers isn't going to help.
How pointless to help these villagers fight an impossible battle. One would think we had enough to contend with elsewhere.
Thank you. Thank you. This means more to me than you can guess. Thomas, please tell Murdoch what transpired. Then return to your post.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, there is much to do before night falls. I put 2 men in charge of the defense outside. Murdoch, the village mayor, is outside the chantry. Sir Perth, one of Eamon's knights, is just up the cliff at the windmill, watching the castle. You may discuss with them the preparations for the coming battle.
I want to discuss the situation
Of course.
with you. Isn't the timing of this awfully
Are
convenient?
you suggesting what's happened here is related to Cousland's death and the Civil War, even Eamon's illness?
It's possible. Do you know why Arlie Eamon is
No,
ill?
I do not. I arrived recently myself, having heard the news. I know as much as you do now.
Is Eamon a heir to
Our
the
sister
throne?
was Cousland's mother. I suppose we've royal blood, but it's a shaky claim to the throne, though still better than Loghain's. And it does mean Eamon could intervene in Loghain's bid for the throne, but let's not leap to conclusions. I would not like to think that anyone would wish this on my brother. He is a good man, and much loved by the people of Redcliffe. And I can't imagine how terrible it must be for our lesser Isolde, and especially Connor. I would not want him to lose his father at such a young age.
You have some of Eamon's knights here?
I have those few who returned from their quest. You know of this, yes?
Their search for the Urn of Sacred Ashes.
Yes, I question Isolde's decision to send so many knights in search of this relic. But I am a practical man, whereas she is a woman of great faith. Sir Perth was one of the knights sent on this quest. Perhaps you should speak to him if you wish to learn more.
Why are you in the chantry with the villagers?
Sir Perth insists. He wants me to be with the villagers, so everyone he needs to protect is in one place. I don't mind, to be honest. The point of all this is to protect the villagers, and I can do that best here. This is the last line of defense, should things go amiss.
Should things
Should
go
the
amiss?
monsters find their way in. I would prefer not to fight in the chantry, but if they come, then so must it be. We could bring some men in to stand beside me, but I'd rather keep the monsters away from the villagers if possible.
So what exactly happens after this battle is over?
Hopefully we can find the source and stop it before it causes any more damage. With luck, we'll also find Eamon and be able to help him.
What exactly are these things that
I do not
attack the
know.
village?
They seem to be walking corpses, men with rotting flesh that continue to attack even with the gravest injuries.
Undead,
So
perhaps.
zombies.
Spirits possessing the bodies of the dead. We could be dealing with a mage, But who would do such a thing?
Very well.
Just
Luck
get
be
back
with
to
you,
work.
my friend.
Yeah, Morrigan, we need to work on your bedside manner.
I'm scared, Mother. When are the bad men coming?
Soon, darling.
Don't worry.
I'm so scared, Father. Sorry. What are we going to Am I bothering you? I'll try to be more quiet.
You're not bothering me.
I shouldn't be such a crybaby. With Mother gone now, I have to be brave. I can't help myself. I'm so frightened. Those things dragged my mother away. I don't know what happened to her, but I hear her screaming all the time. Everywhere. And now my brother Bevan, he ran off. I don't know where he is. I'm so scared they got him too.
Have you tried looking for your
I went
brother?
to our house. It's by the square. He wasn't there. I searched the rest of the village too. I called and I called, but he never answered. I wonder if he ran off into the woods. I'm so worried. Without me, he has nobody.
Why would he run off?
He said something about saving Mother. He's just a little boy. He doesn't understand she's gone.
Grief can make us do many things that don't make any sense, I'm afraid.
If he has foolishly run off, then he is no doubt dead. You should get used to that fact.
Nice. Maybe you want to kick her in the head while you're at it.
Shall we comfort her with lies? If she is to face death, better she face it honestly.
I hope he didn't try to go to the castle. Oh, that would be awful.
I'll look for him, but you need to be strong.
I understand, I do. I'm just so afraid for him.
Silence, girl. Do you want the children to hear you?
But night is coming. The monster...
So, we gotta look for missing children. Oh boy.
These people don't deserve what has happened to them. We must get to the bottom of this.
Still no sign of them coming back from the castle, Murdoch.
So you're the Grey Warden, are you? I didn't think they made women Grey Wardens.
Zaid? Zaid, is that you? And why would you
For
think
more
that?
reasons than you care to hear, I bet. Still, there's no reason to think Bantegan's lost his mind. We aren't gonna turn aside anyone who wants to help, though. Don't take me for being an ingrate or nothing.
Well, we do want to help however we can. You can trust us.
Name's Murdoch, mayor of what's left of the village, providing we aren't all killed and hauled off to the castle tonight.
Yeah, I think that's Zaid's voice actor. Have faith, good man. We will defeat this evil together.
I hope you're right. I've been trying to hold us together, but it isn't easy. Anyhow, you're here, and they tell me you're in charge. Morale's
How's
about
morale?
what you'd expect. These men aren't soldiers. They're villagers defending their homes, and they're frightened. It would help if we had decent equipment. There weren't enough swords in Owen's shop, and the men's armor is nearly falling off. I don't think we're in any shape to fight. We'll do our best, of course, but, well, I have my doubts. I just hope I'm alive tomorrow morning.
What can I do to help?
Armor and weapons we got repaired, and quickly, or half of us will be fighting without either. Owen's the only blacksmith who can do it, but the stubborn fool refuses to even talk. If we're to be ready for tonight, we'll need that crotchety bastard's help.
Why does Owen refuse to talk to
His
you?
daughter, Valena, is one of the Alessa's maids, so he hasn't heard from her since this whole business started. He demanded we attack the castle, break down the gate, and force our way in. I said it was impossible, but he wouldn't listen. He's locked himself in the smithy now. I can't force him to do repairs. He said he'd rather die first.
Nobody else can do these
Not
repairs?
by nightfall, and not well enough that I'd be happy to test it in combat. If there were others, don't you think I'd ask them?
Fair enough. Anything else you need?
We could use some extra bodies. Having a veteran like Dwin in the militia would help a lot, but he flat out refuses.
Tell me about Dwayne.
He's a trader, a dwarf, lives near the lake. Locked himself up in his home with some of his workers, he has. Says he doesn't need any of us. We could use somebody with his fighting experience, but he won't come out.
Want to discuss something
Shouldn't you be
else.
trying to reason with Owen?
I'll go talk to him then.
Don't drink with him. That's how he sucks you in. Just my luck, our success hinges on the most foolish drunk of a smith ever to grace the Maker's lands.
Well, sure, they take the dead and
Fun.
You know.
I don't want to think about that.
All
Tell
right,
me,
so
was the Tower of Magi everything you thought it would be?
Abominations running rampant? Templars ready to slaughter every mage in sight? Yes, it rather met all my expectations.
You don't think you might have been better off getting your training there, instead of whatever your mother taught you?
You're right. My mother didn't nearly have as many abominations running about. That certainly would have improved my education.
I'll give you that one.
I'm so relieved.
all right. Let's see here. I'm lost. What's this story? House. It's just house.
Yes? What can I do for you?
Oh, hello. I have a letter for you from the Blackstone
I knew
Irregulars.
this time would come. I should have listened to my wife. Don't sign that paper, she said. They might pay you a few sovereigns now, but they'll be back. Blast. I'll see you on the front lines, I suppose.
See ya.
That about wraps it up.
Attention shoppers. There's a lost child that goes by the name Rascaris 108. If found, direct him to... Thank you, Floof. If you know him or can help, please come to the front kiosk. Thank you.
You have a barbed tongue, Morgan. Why do you treat others in this way?
I owe you no explanation. There is no writing on my forehead that says, please, guide me.
You are traveling with these people. It behooves you to be civil.
You were too transparent, old woman. Do not bring up our companions when all you wish is for me to be civil to you. I am not one of your circle apprentices, to hang on your every word. I am not Alistair, who sees in you a surrogate mother.
No, it is obvious you are nothing like Alistair.
Take your lectures elsewhere. They mean nothing to me.
Thank you for the help, Floof. Alright.
Ah, it's sort of like coming home again, but with more undead.
Greetings,
Hello,
Grey
Sir Perth.
Warden. I am as relieved as Ban Tegan is to see you here. I must admit I do not know quite how to address you. Is my lady sufficient?
My lady would be proper. I am a Terran's daughter.
Very well then, my lady. I am humbly at your service. I am Sir Perth, until recently in direct service of Arl Eamon of Redcliffe. For now my charge is defending the village from these evil assaults. Would that I had chosen not to seek out the urn of sacred ashes. Perhaps I would have fended off whatever evil befell the castle, or perhaps I would be dead. Ah well, with the Grey Warden aiding our defense, perhaps all is not lost.
You
When the
mentioned
Isle
something
fell
about an
sick,
urn.
we were at a loss. Nothing worked to cure him, and he just kept getting worse. Finally, our lesser Isolde came up with a plan. The Urn of Sacred Ashes is a legendary artifact said to hold great healing powers. If found, it might save him.
They say the followers of Andraste smuggled her ashes out of Tevinter and hid them in Ferelden. The urn's never been heard of since.
We knights volunteered to seek it
So
out.
it's the Holy Grail.
Few of us have returned. Many are still
Basically.
out there, unaware of what is happening here.
Why did the Arlessa believe anyone could find the
The Earl
urn?
once employed a scholar, Brother Genetivi. He had proof the urn was in Ferelden, or so I was told.
Can no one find the other knights and bring them back?
Eventually, perhaps. The ones I have here were those near enough to recall within the last few days. I only returned myself because I was passing by Redcliffe and heard the news of strange attacks.
It's few relics that ability. Here's what I know about holy relics. Never look directly into the Ark of the Covenant. And the Holy Grail doesn't have any jewels on it. It's a carpenter's cup. And I learned that from Indiana Jones. And if you can't trust a Hollywood movie, what can you trust? Right? Right? Don't judge me. Just what was the Jarl sick with?
We were never certain. He thirsted for water and then grew weaker and weaker. He brought in a mage, but even that did nothing. The Arlessa believed he was cursed and that we needed the power of Andraste herself, or he would surely perish.
Hello, Legendary Awesome. Only trust Hollywood movies and the internet. Exactly. Excuse me. So the knights left the castle
Not at all.
defenseless?
A great number of soldiers remained in Castle Redcliffe. I wonder if they perished there and were transformed into these things. The thought chills my
Oh,
blood.
God, I hope not. God, I hope not. Because I was counting on that army to kind of help with the blight. Oh, we have Happy in the chat. I like Happy in the chat.
As you wish, my lady. Make our watch over you.
Alright, so we gotta find Owen and that dwarf, what's his name? Let's see, what's up here? Oh, a bar. Dwarves are commonly found in bars drinking ale, right?
Another doomed soul come to drown their sorrows here, I see. If you came here for a drink, you'll have to talk to Lloyd. He's got a vice grip on the spigots. I'm just here to keep the boys from mutiny.
What do you know about the elf
Not
in
much.
the corner?
He's very quiet. Says his name's Beric and he's here to meet his brother, but I think he's lying. He's a bit creepy.
So how
What
has business been?
Without the castle soldiers, the only customers we have are local. And they're all in the militia with no money to spend. The few with any money
that
are here,
sucks.
but it's not enough to justify working. Lloyd's a greasy pig. And if I didn't need this job so badly, He
You don't
gropes
care
me
for
and pays
Lloyd,
me next to
take it.
nothing. But I suppose it could be worse. Not like I've got many options.
I could talk to Lloyd about this.
That'll just make things worse. And that's very sweet, but I'll be fine. I'd like
Better
that.
raise then.
And maybe we could talk after the battle tonight. If we're still here, that is. Keep safe.
I should probably go. Graffiti. Note to the diners. Elf in the corner. Where's the elf in the corner? Ah, there we go.
Not looking for company.
I hear you're
How
Berwick.
did you know that? Well, that's my name. Why?
Thank you, Flu, for gifting sub to Legendary Awesome. Enjoy the Carolina emotes. They're of my Mass Effect character. And they were done by the talented Lady Scry. She might be lurking in the chat here. What floof? Fluff butt. I knew that was coming, but I had to ask. Got him. You seem awfully nervous. Why is that?
No reason. I just didn't know how you knew my name. That's all.
You said you were waiting for your brother?
My what? Oh, yes. He was supposed to meet me here. And then I got stuck here when monsters from the castle attacked.
I'm supposed to believe that.
You're very pretty and all, but I was told to... just leave me alone.
What do you mean? What were you
Nothing.
told to do?
Nobody told me to do anything. Just because you're a Grey Warden doesn't mean you can go around threatening people.
You'll hydrate. This will be easier if you just tell me what you're hiding.
But I never... Oh, all right, I'll tell you. Just don't hurt me. This is more than I bargained for. Look, they just paid me to watch the castle and send word if anything should change. But they never said anything about monsters. I haven't even been able to report anything since this started. I'm stuck, same as you, I swear.
Who are the they who hired you to do this?
A tall fellow. I forget his name. He, said he was working for Howe. Arl Rendon Howe. He's an important man, Terran Logain's right hand. So I didn't do anything wrong.
And what are you supposed to watch the castle
Just
for?
to report any changes, honest. All I could send word about was the Arl getting sick. After that, monsters started coming from the castle.
So you know how this happened. Tell me.
I don't know anything about these creatures. When the Arl got sick, I got scared that people would think I was involved. But I swear I don't know anything about it. They sent me to watch. Maybe they knew the Arl would get sick. I don't know.
Floof, thank you for the resub. You've been subbed for a whole year. Wow. It's your sub birthday. How do I know you're telling
Here,
the truth?
This is a letter from them. It has instructions and everything. Keep it. Do whatever you want with it. I just thought I was serving the king and making a bit of coin on the side. You have to believe me.
I think you should help defend Redcliffe tonight.
All right, I'll do it. Thank you for your mercy. I won't forget it.
I don't like him, especially since he's working for the Arl Howe. But we need every warm body we can get. I was offline when you resubbed last. Oh, I'm sorry, Floof. Alright, not what I was looking for, but hey, we got an ally. Kind of, sort of. Not really, but whatever. Let's see here. Blacksmithy.
Go away. Curse you. Leave me in peace. You've already taken everything out of my stores. There's nothing left.
Is this Owen the blacksmith? I need to speak with
Huh?
you.
Who is that? What do you want? I've been through enough.
Prefer not to speak through a door. Can I come in?
All right, all right. Let me undo the locks. All I ask is that you don't make any trouble.
God, I love Persuade being so high. It really helps for a rogue to talk your way out of problems.
Drinking.
So I'll let
Not
you in.
helping, Alistair.
You wanted to talk. Now we're talking. Mind telling me who you are?
My name is Carolina, a Grey Warden helping
The
Van
Grey
Tegan.
Warden, is it? It takes all kinds. Anyhow, my name's Owen, though you might already know that. Care to join me as I get besotted? Or is there something in particular you wanted?
Why have you locked yourself here in the smithy?
My girl, Velena, is one of the Alessa's maids, and she's trapped up there in the castle, but the mayor won't send anyone for her. She's been my life since my wife passed on 2 years ago. Now she's dead, or soon to be. I don't care what happens to me or the village, or anyone!
So you intend to drink yourself to
Why
death?
not? It's not like we're going to live past the night anyhow. Or are you going to save us?
I intend to try. Actually, I think you can save yourself.
Is that so? Maybe it's the drink talking, but you almost sound like you believe that. It'd do me the world of good to think maybe someone like you could go in and find her. Provided any of us live through the night.
What about the militia? They need your help.
If you look for Velena, I'll reopen the smithy and make some repairs for the militia. I can do that much. Not good
I'll
enough.
do my best.
Murdoch said the same damn thing, and I didn't believe him either.
You were asking a great deal, you wretched little man.
I want a promise. Promise me that you'll look for her. That you'll bring her back to me if you can.
But no one can get into the castle
Eventually,
right now.
They want to seek out the Arl and our lesser. And when they do, you go in and bring my Velena to me.
All right. That I can do.
We will do our best. Please believe us, friend.
I'll accept that. It's something to hope for, at least.
Oh, lovely. Shall we next begin rescuing kittens from trees?
Right then.
If it gets us
It seems I have
weapons
some
and
work to
armor
do
to fight against
relighting
the
the
Darkspawn,
forge,
you're
and I
damn right
suppose
we're going to be rescuing
I'll have
kittens.
to find some iron. Maybe at the mill. Murdoch just better send his men here as soon as possible if I'm going to get to all these repairs and get them done by nightfall. If you need anything done, well, just let me know. I've got a lot to do now, so you'll have to excuse me.
Morgan! There's these things called... It's called investing. Sometimes you have to spend your capital in order... Tact. It's called tact. But yeah, if promising to find his daughter in the castle, which we're going to anyway, means he'll get his armory open so that there's possibly a village to come back to. You're damn right I'm gonna promise him. And if getting weapons and armies we need for the Darkspawn involves saving little kittens stuck up trees, you're damn right I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna do whatever I need to in order to get this army we need for the Darkspawn. And your being moody won't stop me. Now, where's this dwarf? Hello? I see locked door. Hello.
Intruders. I hope you have a good reason for breaking and entering into my home. No, have to run
Go
the
where we
place.
like.
It's not like I could stop people like you anyway. The name's Dwin. Pleased to meet you. Now, kindly tell me why you're here.
Murdoch says he needs you for the militia.
So what? You're recruiting for him? I'll tell you what I told Murdoch. I'm not risking my neck for this town.
You know what? Fuck you. Either die out there or die here now.
So, that's what it comes down to, huh? Fine. I'll go. If you want me out there so badly. Don't thank me.
you.
I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this because of you. Go tell Murdoch he won. And I better see you out there in the square when those creatures come.
Hello, baby Leafa. Yeah, I've been a little intense because Morrigan here is being moody. Trying to be a good person. Trying to be a hero. And little Miss Morgan's like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing side quests? Why are you... Yeah. Shut up, Morrigan! Is there anyone here in the general store? No. Okay, so we'll just go slam bully in these barrels. Nice. Thank you for the gifts, Floof. Baby Leaf enjoyed the emotes.
Done now. Are you happy?
Just take those. Where else do I need to go? Galen's home. What's in here? All the Silver Veil emotes.
I can't do that.
Ah, damn it. I mean, what's the point of being a rogue if you can't open every single chest you find? The fire one is my favorite, Baby Leafa. Emotes galore. I also have a few bit emotes, but those aren't as cool looking as the ones for the sub. Alright, let's talk to Murdoch.
Stop fidgeting.
I don't like being out.
Well, it looks like Owen's finally doing the repairs we need. The damn fool
I
is
like
falling
fire
over
too.
drunk and still manages to make smithying look easy. Good enough, I say. I'll inform Bantig and the militia is ready to fight. We'll give those bastards a welcome they won't soon forget.
We're not only ready, Murdoch, we're
I
gonna
hope
win.
you're right. We may just be village folk, but we're going to fight like there's no tomorrow.
I still need to speak.
Thanks for persuading him to come out here. He's going to be a great help. I just know it.
I'll be back. I need to check on something.
I have a good feeling about tonight.
And well, he should. Because you're a good-for-nothing liar.
Alright. It's not much more terrifying than a scared peasant with a pitchfork, to be fair. I know, right? In The Witcher, that's how Geralt almost died. Got run through with a pitchfork. Ask all the lords of old. Oh wait, they're dead. Due to farming-related injuries, I imagine.
No word from the castle? No, all is still, as it has been for days. And it is an unnatural.
What is it you need?
As though there is naught in there but death.
You considered using the oil in the
No one
village
told me
store.
of this. Oil, you say? How much exactly?
Enough to set
Assuming
many
that was
monsters
perfect.
aflame.
Yes, I see what you have in mind. That might be effective, if used carefully. Yes, excellent idea. I'll send some men to collect the oil. We'll use it to slow these creatures down. Have you anything else to ask me in the meantime? Ask
some
me
questions
whatever
for
you wish.
Yeah. Once school is over, we'll definitely be getting back to some more Raz and Floof streams. I enjoyed those. We were doing Borderlands and Zombie Army. Tell me
You know
what's
about as
happened
much
here.
as I do. I returned a day before the attacks began, having heard strange rumors about the abandoned castle. I was the only knight to survive the first attack. Since then, I found others returning from the Arlessa's quest. Until we get to the source of this evil, though, I do not think it will stop, and I don't believe we will be enough.
Yeah, Borderlands. Floof made things interesting. Basically, by interesting, he means chaotic. We were last playing, or we started off playing Borderlands 2. He was Maya the Siren, I was Gage the Necromancer. And then we're now in Borderlands 3. I am Mose the Gunner, and Floof is Amara the Siren. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
As you wish, my lady.
Carry on.
Make her watch over you.
Say no more. The Arl lives, and I will not listen to your inauspicious chatter.
I guess now we wait for the
You need
nightfall.
something.
You changed your Twitch avatar to Klee with guns? Oh my god. Little ball of chaos, aren't you?
The repairs are underway surprisingly quickly, considering how drunk Owen is. We may just make it. The men's
How's
spirits are
morale?
high for now. Far better than I expected, to be honest. Dwin's presence makes the men a bit more confident. It helps to know a veteran is on our side
Curse
tonight.
the chaos.
Since you convinced Owen to start repairs, we're pretty well armed now. That is a relief, let me tell you. Overall, I'd say the militia's very ready to fight. Never thought I'd say that, but there you go. Is there anything else? I have a good feeling about tonight.
Alright. Yeah, we'll go and save the game. And what else does it want me to do? Stuck. Talk to Superth. Okay. Howdy, Sinvertus from work. How are you? Welcome to Strem. We're in Redcliffe. About ready to fight the Stalking Dead. Which is totally not trademarked.
What is it you need?
Is there anything
We
I
have
can do to
sufficient
help?
armor and weapons, but my knights are too few to stand against the monsters without assistance. Perhaps you could approach Mother Hannah in the Chantry for some holy protection against these evil creatures. Otherwise, I do not know what else you could provide beyond your own talents. We're as prepared for the onslaught as we could possibly be, all things considered. That gladdens my heart to hear it.
Anything
No,
else you
nothing comes
need?
to mind. If you have not spoken to the mayor, Murdoch, you should. His militia is far more in need of aid than we are. As you wish, my lady.
Carry on.
Make her watch over you.
Alright, now we gotta go to the Chantry and ask for a blessing. So, Sinvertus, what's the blood to caffeine ratio for you right now? Because I know when I have to pull all-nighters, it's, my blood to caffeine ratio is definitely favoring the caffeine. Demonic possession. Hail caffeine, yeah.
Let us pray.
Why haven't Mother
Blessed
and
art thou
Father
who
returned
exists
yet?
in the Maker's sight. Blessed art thou who seeks his forgiveness.
Ooh, level up.
Blessed art thou who seeks his return.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and add some stuff into strength. Oh, good. And expert combat training. And then crippling shot. He's a machine. Let's sleep on the weekend. Going straight to cocaine. Oh boy.
Blessed is the prophetess, his daughter, sacrificed to the holy flame. May the chant... You are a stranger amongst us, yet you still agree to defend our village in its darkest hour. We are most
2
grateful
a.m.
to you.
Jesus. I cannot stand by while monsters attack the helpless. I am a good noble, so...
Not many in these modern days would honestly say the same. You are a woman of worth, and the Maker will smile upon you. Allow me to introduce myself. I am revered Mother Hannah, head of this chantry, which for the moment is a place of refuge for these poor villagers.
Surely this cannot be the entire village. These few are all who are left?
All those who cannot defend themselves, yes. They are terrified of tonight's attack, and I fear these walls
Stupid
will not
lawful
keep
good.
them safe. What can I do to
Neutral
help with your
good.
task?
I am a neutral good. Because I am a rogue. Autopilot. You're the first one without the lawful part. I mean, lawful good is probably what a noble should be, but I am a rogue with slight traces of kleptomania, so I don't think I can be lawful. There's that derpy mode I love so much. Yeah, most nobles have more in common with Tony Soprano than Lancelot.
I have done all I can for them. I pray for them each night and seek the Maker's forgiveness for their sins before they face their deaths. What Sir Perth seeks is something that is not in my power to give.
Can't you
I
just
can
bless
pray
them?
with them and give them my blessing. But Sir Perth wants me to call upon the Maker to shield them from evil.
Well, can't you just tell him the Maker will watch over him? Morale is a powerful thing, you know.
You mean you want me to let them think the Maker protects them in a real sense? I will not lie to them like that.
If it gave them confidence, then it does protect them.
I suppose if they believed in the Maker's power, that belief would inspire them somewhat. It just seems like trickery. Very well. If it keeps them alive, I will do what I must. I have a number of silver-cast holy symbols. Tell Sir Perth that he can have them, and that wearing them will confer the Maker's protection. Now please, let me tend to these poor folk. I must do what I can, and I suggest you do the same.
The Church of the Absent God. Yeah, I prefer Liliana's interpretation to the Chantry. I also very much dislike how the Chantry treats mages. Get all the sleep. Words are hard. Words are hard. Alright, yeah, one the eat all the sleeps. Yes, eat the sleep. I wonder what that tastes like. You know, one of the first things I'm gonna do once I'm Queen of Ferelden, is free the mages from, or free the circle from the Chantry oversight. Running off of a couple monsters and a soda, some level of caffeine. Oh boy.
The Knights of Redcliffe are ready
That'd
to
make
fight
my
at
heart
your
explode.
disposal.
It's conveniently dioscreen. Said you want holy protection.
Have you spoken to the revered mother? Has she offered anything?
Mother Hannah has some holy amulets.
If they are the same as the symbols worn by their priests, well, that would more than suffice. I will send some men to collect the amulets. Please give my regards to Mother Hannah for seeing some sense at last.
I'm ready to make my stand
There is still time
here.
before the sun goes down. If you have not yet spoken to Murdoch, or if there is anything you have planned...
Well, I think that's because of the Witch Hunt DLC. I don't know what... I mean... I envision Carolina Cousland here to be Queen of Ferelden and not... Oh, they fucked off, but, you know. I'm ready now.
Good luck to you then, and may the Maker watch over us all.
Hopefully I didn't just screw us all. You had an engineer try and do everything, but instead just messed everything up. You knew just enough to be dangerous. Ah, yes. Gotta look. Oh, boy. They glow in the dark, guys!
Get to your positions! Make ready!
Zombie friend. Well,
It's time,
we're gonna be
men.
fighting not zombie friends.
Know that we fight for the Maker.
Lifeless
with our
bastards.
arms. Light the traps. Burn these
Now's better
foul
than later.
creatures.
Attack!
than later. Got it. Run while you can.
Okay. Oh, this is actually kind of easy so far. They take a lot of burning damage, and I shoot them.
Now better than later.
And my wolf is just having a fun time. Go, Wolfie!
I cannot be defeated.
The
Good,
monsters are
Fenrir.
attacking from the lake! They're attacking the barricades! We need help!
Well, shit.
Come
Knight,
on!
stay
we
here
need
and
to
guard the
hurry!
path. Saving content.
Baker's breath.
Got it.
Backstab!
Got it. I'll get you a ladder. You can get up.
Let's do this quickly!
I'll get you a ladder. You can get
Come on, God! Second win, third win, fourth win, fifth win, sixth win. That's a lot of wins. He's like double fighter.
Now's better than later.
Triple fighter. Get back here!
This'll be fun.
Get out of here!
Morgan, why are you at him, man? I can imagine. Come on. Fight.
Getting out alive.
Woo!
I think that's a cool.
I can't keep this up!
Dead, right?
Can I get you a ladder? You can get off my back.
Alright. Now what?
That's not the last of them, I'm sure.
That's not the last of them, I'm sure. Wait, loading screen. That either means boss fight or we're done.
Dawn arrives, my friends, and all of us remain. We are victorious.
Woo!
And it is these good folk you see beside me that we have to thank for our lives today. Without their heroism, surely we would all have perished. I bow to you, dear lady. The Maker smiled on us when he sent you here in our darkest hour. Allow me to offer you this, the helm of Sir Ferris the Red, my great-uncle and hero of Ferelden. He would approve passing it to one so worthy.
Thank you, Ben Tegan. I am honored.
Take it, then, and use it in good health.
Let us bow our heads and give honor to those who gave their lives in defense of Redcliffe. Now they walk with he who is their maker. Long may they know the peace of his love.
So let it
With
be.
the Maker's favor, the blow we delivered today is enough for me to enter the castle and seek out your Arl. Be wary and watch for signs of renewed attack. We shall return with news as soon as we are able. Now, we've no time to waste. Meet me at the mill. We can talk further there.
All right. Level up. All right. Magic. And for you, herbalism. Yep, this is on console. You're gonna need to learn fire. I mean, Benadryl will knock you out, but it will not give you restful sleep in my from what I remember.
Interesting.
Let's see here.
Interesting. Interesting.
All right, there. Okay. Now what do we need to do? Go to the mill. Alright, let's see here.
So, tell me, how did you become a Grey Warden?
Arl Howe massacred my family. Duncan helped me escape.
Arl Rendon Howe? The Earl of Amaranthine? Why would he do such a thing to you?
It'll counteract all. It will do that, Sinvertus. I'll grant you that. I am the daughter of Bryce Cousland, Terran of Highever.
You are the last of the Couslands? I had no idea, my lady.
I always took my family and her name for
There
granted.
is nothing I can say to ease your pain. I am sorry. Take heart, dear friend. You survived, even when you were not expected to. We do not know yet what lies in store for you, or the name you carry. It is not so bad, is it, being a Grey Warden?
I'd give it up if it meant I could see my family again.
Sometimes it gives me comfort to think that everything will end up the way it's supposed to. That it will be all right. You were chosen. You survived the joining when others did not. Perhaps it was meant to be.
Win approves. Awesome. All right, Morgan, let's talk.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you something. Did you grow up in the wilds?
Why do you ask me such questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I?
You could if you wanted to.
Oh, what luck. What is it you asked if I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness.
But you kept going back to the wilds?
Would you not do the same? Your world is an unforgiving and cold place. The wilds I hail from is home to me, and I a natural denizen. For all that I had been
Makes
taught,
sense.
however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for.
Very daring. That sounds a lot like you.
Equal parts daring and foolhardy, perhaps. Only once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be travelling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped and began shouting in his strange language, and most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested.
I was quick thinking.
Men are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, that she is weak, and two, that she finds him attractive. I played the weakling and battered my eyelashes at the captain of the guard. Child's play. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, 'tis not I. Not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting?
Touching? Like a handshake?
To begin with, yes. What is the point of touching my hand? I find it an offensive intrusion. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes. How to eat at a table. How to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again.
Well, I'm glad it worked out this way,
Yes?
at least.
Let's ignore the entire Darkspawn threat and the presence of a simpleton as your only other Grey Warden ally, then. Not that I lack appreciation for the intent of your comment. Thank you. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes?
There we go. Sovereign, I get the feeling that you and Morgan would get along swimmingly.
Odd how quiet the castle looks from here. You would think there was nobody inside at all. But I shouldn't delay things further. I had a plan. To enter the castle after the village was secure. There is a secret passage here, in the mill, accessible only to my family.
Definitely not an insult. I like Morgan as a character, so take it as a compliment. I was just merely making an observation. It was jokes. Okay. I didn't change into the castle in the first place.
I had no idea what lurked in the castle, and I couldn't abandon the people of the village. What if... Maker's breath.
Tigan, thank the Maker you yet live.
Isolde, you're alive. How did you... What has happened?
I do not have much time to explain. I slipped away from the castle as soon as I saw the battle was over, and I must return quickly. And I need you to return with me, Tigan. Alone.
This could be
What?
an ambush.
Who is this woman, Tigan?
You remember me, Lady Isolde, don't you?
Alistair. Of all the... Why are you here?
They are Grey Wardens, Isolde. I owe them my life.
Pardon me, I would exchange pleasantries, but considering the circumstances...
Please, Lady Isolde, we had no idea anyone was even alive within the castle. We must have some answers.
I know you need more of an explanation, but I don't know what is safe to tell. Tegan, there is a terrible evil within the castle. The dead waken and hunt the living. The maid responsible was caught, but still it continues. And I think Connor is going mad. We have survived, but he won't flee the castle. He has seen so much death. You must help him,
That
Tegan.
doesn't sound good.
You are his uncle. You could reason with him. I do not know what else to do.
What about Arl Eamon? Is he still alive?
He is being kept alive so far, thank the Maker.
Kept alive? Kept alive by what?
Something the mage unleashed. So far it allows Eamon, Connor, and myself to live. The others were not so fortunate. It killed so many, and turned their bodies into walking nightmares. Once it was done with the castle, it struck the village. It wants us to live, but I do not know why.
Demonic possession. That's
It
what it
allowed me
sounded
to
like.
come for you, Tegan, because I begged, because I said Connor needed help.
Do you think this evil could be some kind of demon?
I do not know. Oh, Maker's mercy. Could it truly be a demon? I can't let it hurt my Connor. You must come back with me, Tegan. Please.
Tell me about this mage you
He's
mentioned.
an infiltrator, I think. One of the castle staff. We discovered he was poisoning my husband. That is why Eamon fell ill.
Eamon was poisoned?
He claims
Poisoned,
an
huh?
agent of Terran Logains hired him. He may be lying, however. I cannot say.
No. No, that... He was probably hired by him. But you're not telling me everything, so why do I get the feeling you're not?
I beg your pardon? That's a rather impertinent accusation.
Not if it's
An
true.
evil I cannot fathom holds my son and the husband hostage. I came for help. What more do you want from me? Tegan,
The
I
truth!
do not have much time. What if it thinks I'm betraying it? It could kill Connor. Please come back with me. Must I beg?
So why must Tegan go
For
alone?
Connor's sake. I promised I would return quickly and only with Tegan. Tegan, I know you could order your men to follow me when I return to the castle. I beg you not to. For Connor's sake.
Enough questions. We need to
The king
decide
is
what
dead,
to do.
and we need my brother now more than ever. I will return to the castle with you, Isolde.
Thank the Maker. Bless you, Tegan. Bless you.
Seems you have little choice.
I have no illusions of dealing with this evil alone. You, on the other hand, have proven quite formidable. Isolde, can you excuse us for a moment? We must confer in private before I return to the castle with you.
Please do not take too long. I will be by the bridge.
Here's what I propose. I go in with Isolde, and you enter the castle using the secret passage. My signet ring unlocks the door. Perhaps I will distract whatever evil is inside and increase your chances of getting in unnoticed. What do you say?
Sounds like a plan.
Then it's for the best. I would prefer to go inside with you, but I have no choice in the matter. Sir Perth and his men can watch for danger at the castle entrance. If you can open the gates from within, they can move in and help you. I don't think there's anyone else who can help you. If you choose not to go, then it's up to me to do what I can. Here is my signet ring. It will open the lock on the door in the mill. Whatever you do, Eamon is the priority here. If you have to, just get him out of there. Isolde, me, and anyone else, we are expendable.
I'll rescue you all,
You're a
I
good
promise.
woman. The Maker smiled on me indeed when he sent you to Redcliffe. But I can delay no longer. Allow me to bid you farewell. And good luck.
At least I'm gonna try and rescue all of you. Alright, into the windmill we go. Ooh, great. Love letter, huh? Ah, there we go. Secret passage. Secret tunnel! Alright.
Uh-oh. Brain eaters.
Well, there's somebody alive down here. Alright.
Hello? Who's there? Is there anyone alive out there?
Who are you?
Wait, you don't look like the Arlessa's guards. Are you from outside the castle?
You look like a mage. Possibly. Who are you supposed to be? Are you the mage Lady Isolde mentioned?
You've spoken to her? Then you know what I did.
She said you poisoned the Jarl.
I'm not proud of my deed. Poisoning Arl Eamon was what I was hired to do. Lady Isolde had no idea when she took me in to tutor her son, of course.
Wait, what about all the walking corpses?
I know it looks suspicious, but I'm not responsible for the creatures and the killings in the castle. I was already imprisoned when all that began. At first, Lady Isolde came here with her men, demanding that I reverse what I'd done. I thought she meant my poisoning of the Arl. That's the first I heard about the walking corpses. She thought I'd summoned a demon to torment her family and destroy Redcliffe. She had me tortured. There was nothing I could do or say that would appease her. So they left me to rot.
Why did you poison Arl Eamon?
I was instructed to by Terran Loghain. I was told that Arl Eamon was a threat to Ferelden, that if I dealt with him, Loghain would settle matters with the Circle. You see, I'm a Maleficar, a blood mage.
You? A blood
Great.
mage? Truly? I would never have guessed.
A blood mage. Well, that isn't good.
Ah, I thought you looked familiar. I had thought you dead, hunted down by the Templars.
I guess you might have been told that. I was in hiding when I was caught. But instead of killing me, Loghain made me an offer. But he's abandoned me here, hasn't he? Everything's fallen apart, and I'm responsible. I have to make it right somehow. I have to.
So Terran Loghain himself hired you.
Yes. When the Templars caught me, they brought me to Denerim to await execution. Eventually, someone came to see me, alone. It was the Terran. I'd seen paintings of him, so I knew. I thought he'd have me executed right there. But he said I could make up for my crime. He said I would be helping the country.
But why did the Arlessa need a mage to tutor her son?
Connor had started to show signs. Lady Isolde was terrified the Circle of Magi would take him away for training.
Connor? A mage? I can't believe it.
She sought an apostate, a mage outside the Circle, to teach her son in secret so he could learn to hide his talent. Her husband had no idea.
Perhaps her son is responsible for what happened.
I thought that too. Connor has little knowledge of magic, but he may have done something to tear open the veil. With the veil to the Fade torn, spirits and demons could infiltrate the castle. Powerful ones could kill and create those walking corpses.
Why would Isolde be frightened of her son becoming a mage?
Because he would be taken away forever. A mage cannot inherit a title, even the son of a powerful Arl. She's also a pious woman. Her son having magic was humiliating.
Goddamn Chantry. Eamon had no idea of his son's abilities?
No, she was adamant that he never find out. She said that he'd do the right thing, even if it meant losing their son, and that infuriated her.
I know a bit about what's going on. I think it's the son that did something. But, how much magic did you teach?
Some. But he's still very young. He can barely cast a minor spell, never mind something more powerful. At least not intentionally. Like I said, he may have torn the veil accidentally. If he's involved in this at all, I really don't know.
Alright, so you didn't teach him blood magic. Good. Think I understand.
I never meant for it to end like this. I swear. Let me help you fix this.
I say this boy could still be of use to us, but if not, then let him go. Why keep him prisoner here?
Hey, let's not forget he's a blood mage. You can't just set a blood mage free.
Better to slay him. Better to punish him for his choices. Is this Alistair who speaks, or the Templar?
I'd say it's common sense. We don't even know the whole story yet.
Jowan has good intentions, but a blood mage? I find it difficult to trust his words.
I don't know. He is a blood mage. But this is an unusual situation.
Give me a chance, please.
So how will you make things right?
Well, I tried to save anyone still up there. There must be something I can do.
And after that, what happens?
Afterwards, I assume I'll be arrested, or executed, or whatever people like me get. I'm tired of running from the circle. I need to account for what I've done.
That's commendable, if it's
I'm glad
true.
you think so. So what now?
Pity you can't enact the right prescription for him. Yeah, I don't know really how to do the ritual. Duncan never had the chance to, tell us how it's done. All right, I'm gonna let you out. But if you try anything, I will kill you myself. Got it?
Letting me out? And what then?
You come with me,
I'm
that's
not
what.
sure that's a good idea. I'd like to help out, but I'm not so sure I want to follow you into danger exactly.
Beggars can't be choosers. Come or stay there.
Then I will wait. If you change your mind, I will be here.
All right, I made the offer.
Looks like something wants to die again. Can I get you a ladder? You can get off my back. Now check it later.
I'd rather run than die immediately. Basically, that's what he's saying.
I love how desperate you are. You're pathetic.
And I thought I made a good compromise. I was going to let him out.
And stay down.
Fulfilling Morgan's thing, but I wasn't going to trust him to do stuff on his own. Basically saying, you're going to be under my custody, under my watch. You come with me. That way, Wynn and Alistair could help keep an eye on him, make sure he didn't do anything funny. But he didn't want to, so okay, you can stay there. We'll deal with you after this. Alright.
Got it. Now's better.
Unfortunately, I haven't memorized
Get
higher.
you a lamp. You can get off. I'll get it. Done. Anything else?
Hey, it's the armory. Yoink. Yoink.
You know, maybe this isn't the best time to be thinking about this, but I've something to ask you. Chances are we'll be heading to Denerim soon. And when we're there, I wonder if we might be able to look someone up.
You have a friend outside the Grey Wardens?
I'm not talking about a friend, exactly. And no, it's not that sort of friend either. The thing is, I have a sister, a half-sister.
Oh.
I told you about my mother, right? She was a servant at Redcliffe Castle and she had a daughter. Only, I never knew about her. I don't think she knew about me either. They kept my birth a secret, after all. But, after I became a Grey Warden, I did some checking and, well, I found out she's still alive. In Denerim.
That's wonderful news.
She's the only real family I have left. The only family not also mixed up in the whole royal thing. I've just been thinking that maybe it's time I went to see her. With the blight coming and everything, I don't know if I'll ever get another chance to see her. Maybe I can help her. Warn her about the danger, I don't know.
What are you expecting she will do?
I'm not sure. I don't know anything about her except her name and where she lives. Her name is Goldana, and I think she remarried but still lives just outside the alienage. If we're in the area, then, well, it's worth a look.
But yeah, we'll totally go there. Let me just, take everything that's not nailed down. And then we can sell it back to the Jarl. Call it my finder's fee. Oh boy.
Now
He did this one first. Level 1. I don't know. Alright. Got enough strength, enough dex. Let's put some more stuff into con for ya. Gotta hydrate. Sword and board. Shield tactics. Let's do the chantry. Alright, so.
looks like something wants to die again. All right.
I hear barking. Speaking of which, Wolfie time! Fenrir! Kill!
Let us end this! You have no skill, only desperation.
Good job, everybody.
Target practice, anyone?
God damn it.
Oh, this could be. Got
Oh no, stop! Oh, the Grey Warden!
This'll be fun. It's your time to shine.
Yeah, I have a dog. I have Bark Spawn, he's just not in the party with me. Yeah, Bark Spawn is sitting at the camp because I needed 2 mages, a healer, and I need to level up Morgan. But since I'm a ranger, I get a dog for free via my ranger stuff.
I see a trap.
Ooh, hello. Yoink. Ah, shit! Now, granted, Fenrir is not as good as Bark Spawn, but he's better than nothing. And he's a 5th party member, so it helps. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go through these doors first. Ah, shit!
As you wish.
À moi.
I await your command.
Ah, shit. So life in the wilds must have been very
At
lonely.
times, perhaps. A world full of people and buildings and things was all very foreign to me. If I wished companionship, I ran with the wolves and flew with the birds. If I spoke, 'twas to the trees.
That sounds wonderful.
For a time, but one can only remain a child for so long. I recall the first time I crept beyond the edge of the wilds. I did so in animal form, remaining in the shadows and watching these strange townsfolk from afar. I happened upon a noblewoman by her carriage, adorned in sparkling garments, the likes of which I had never before seen. I was dazzled. This, to me, seemed what true wealth and beauty must be. I snuck up behind her and stole a hand mirror from the carriage. 'Twas encrusted in gold and crystalline gemstones, and I hugged it to my chest with delight as I sped back to the wilds.
Can't imagine Flemeth was pleased.
She was not. Flemeth was furious with me. I was a child and had not yet come into my full power, and I had risked discovery for the sake of a pretty bauble. To teach me a lesson, Flemeth took the mirror and smashed it upon the ground. I was heartbroken.
I have a hard time. I think this is what Morgan wants to hear. Flemeth is right now.
Beauty and love are fleeting and have no meaning. Survival has meaning. Power has meaning. Without those lessons, I would not be here today, as difficult as they might have been.
They made you stronger, didn't they?
They did indeed. To return to your original question, perhaps my time in the wilds was indeed lonely, but such was how it had to be. I find myself at times wondering what might have become of the girl with the beautiful golden mirror, but such fantasies have no place amidst reality.
All right. So she liked that. Oh, hey! It's the girl we were supposed to find.
Please, don't hurt me.
Calm down, I'm not gonna hurt you.
I'm sorry. I'm so frightened. These monsters are everywhere. My name's Valena. The Arlessa's maid. Is she all right? What happened to everyone?
Valena, the
You know
Smith's
my
daughter?
father. I want to go back to the village. Is there a way out of here?
There's a tunnel leading out into the dungeon.
But the monsters!
I've killed most of them, it's
I'll
safe.
find my way. I can run fast and I know the castle. Thank you.
Alright. And they like that. Okay,
Uh-oh. Grain eaters on the loose.
I'm glad this is so exciting. Fenrir's going to town. He's like, nom 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 nom.
At your service.
Damn it.
Of course.
Let's see here. Why'd you keep your birthright a
You
secret?
never asked?
Hurt that you didn't trust me.
No, please don't think that. It's not that I didn't trust you. It's... Please, let me try to explain. The thing is, I'm used to not telling anyone who didn't already know. It was always a secret. Even Duncan was the only Grey Warden who knew. And then, after the battle, when I should have told you, I don't know, it seemed like it was too late by then. How do you just tell someone that?
I guess I can understand that.
I should have told you, anyway. It was important for you to know. I guess part of me liked you not knowing.
Why? What
They
happens
treat
when
me
people
differently.
find out?
I become the bastard prince to them, instead of just Alistair. I know that must sound stupid to you, but I hate that it shaped my entire life. I never wanted it, and I certainly don't want to be king. The very idea of it terrifies me.
Doesn't sound stupid
For all
at
the
all.
good it does me, my blood seems certain to haunt me no matter what I do. I guess I should be thankful that Arl Eamon is far more likely to inherit the throne. If he's all right. Oh, I hope he's all right. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for not telling you sooner. I guess I was just hoping that you would like me for who I am. It was a dumb thing to do.
I liked you. Now I don't even. Oh. Apology
I
accepted.
guess it's kind of a relief that you know now. Let's go.
Alright, Shamlin Corpse. Enraged Corpse. Basement cellar. Where does this lead us?
It is done.
Leads us to loot! And the courtyard. loot.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get onto my back?
Oh, what the oh, shit! Ah, fuck. Ow!
I'll get on it. Drop it. Now's better than later.
All right. Let's go!
Going to bed. All right. Let us end this. I am your death!
Ow! Thank you, Alistair. Ale hydrate. Okay. Hold on, let me go refill. I'm out of hydrate right now, so I will refill and be right back. Alright, I have returned with hydrate. Alright, now where are we? Corpse.
I can't do that.
There we go.
You have opened
Hail
the gates.
tonight.
That is good. My men and I are eager to see our Arl again. Shall we enter the main hall together? It must be held if we are to regain control of the castle. Excellent.
Yes.
Let us go now, then, and see what awaits us there.
Mark spawn. 39 kills. What the fuck?
So these are our visitors. The ones you told me about, Mother.
Yeah, he possessed.
Yes, Connor.
And this is the one who defeated my soldiers. The ones I sent to reclaim my village.
Yes.
And now it's staring at me. What is it, Mother? I can't see it well enough.
This is a woman, Connor. Just as I am.
You lie! This woman is nothing at all like you. Why, just look at her. Half your age, and pretty too. I'm surprised you don't order her executed in a fit of jealousy.
Connor, I beg you. Don't hurt anyone.
Mother? What's happening? Where am I?
Oh, thank the Maker. Connor, can you hear me?
Get away from me, fool woman! You are beginning to bore me.
Maker's breath. What has happened here?
Grey Warden, please don't hurt my son. He is not responsible for what he does.
So he's the evil force you spoke of.
Don't say that!
So, the boy has become an abomination and sundered the veil.
Connor didn't mean to do this. It was that mage, the one who poisoned Demon. He started all this. He summoned this demon. Connor was just trying to help his father.
And made a deal with the demon to do so? Foolish child.
It was a fair deal. Father is alive, just as I wanted. Now it's my turn to sit on the throne and send out armies to conquer the world. Nobody tells me what to do anymore.
Nobody tells him what to do. Nobody! Ha 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 ha!
Quiet, Uncle! I warned you what would happen if you kept shouting, didn't I? Yes, I did. But let's keep things civil. This woman will have the audience she seeks. Tell us, woman, what have you come here for?
I came here to help, if I could.
To help me? To help Father? To help yourself? Which?
Yes! To help the people you terrorized.
I was just having fun. Everyone else had fun too. Are you having fun, Uncle?
Marmalade!
You see? We're having fun. I think you're just trying to spoil things. What do you think, Mother? I think it's threatening me.
I don't think...
Of course you don't. Ever since you sent the knights away, you do nothing but deprive me of my fun. Frankly, it's getting dull. I crave excitement and action. This woman spoiled my sport by saving that stupid village. And now she'll repay me.
I see enemies ahead.
Oh boy.
Can I get you a ladder? You can get off my back. Now's better than later. You're in a little...
Sorry, Tegan.
I'm alright. Your fear is okay. Now's better than later. Well done.
Tegan. Oh, Tegan. Are you all right?
Oh, good. He's not
I
dead.
am better now, I think. My mind is my own again.
Blessed Andraste.
Cognitive,
I would never have forgiven myself had you died. Not after I brought you here.
How do you...
The
I fix him
fool
with
I
a
am.
smack of the head.
Please. Connor's not responsible for this. There must be some way we can save him.
Not about to kill a child.
Clearly the child is an abomination. There is only one way to stop it.
He's not always the demon you saw. Connor is still inside him, and sometimes he breaks through. Please, I just want to protect him.
Isn't that what started this? You hired the mage to teach Connor in secret, to protect him.
If they discovered Connor had magic, then they'd take him away. I thought if he learned just enough to hide it, then...
I
What
wouldn't
are our
normally
options?
suggest slaying a child, but he's an abomination. I'm not sure there's any choice.
I do not like the idea of hurting the boy, but...
Connor is my nephew. But... he is also possessed by a demon. Death would be... merciful.
No? What about the mage? He could know something of this demon. If he still lives, we could speak to him.
He's in the dungeon,
Then
still
we should
alive.
bring him here immediately. I do not know how much we can trust him. But we must find out what he knows. Tegan, could you find him?
I will try. Though if he resists, I will not hesitate to kill him. I'll return shortly.
You're lucky to be alive, Jowan. After all you've done.
I didn't summon any demon, Lady Isolde. But I did poison the owl, and that started all this. I'm willing to help if you'll let me. The demon in Connor needs to be destroyed. Killing Connor is the easiest way to do that, certainly. But there is another way. A mage could confront the demon in the Fade without hurting Connor himself.
What do you mean? Is the demon not within Connor?
Not physically. The demon approached Connor in the Fade while he dreamt and controls him from there. We can use the connection between them to find the demon.
You can enter the Fade then? And kill the demon without hurting my boy?
I can enable another mage to do so. It normally requires lyrium and several mages, but I have blood magic.
What difference does that
Lyrium
make?
provides the power for the ritual, but I can take that power from someone's life energy. This ritual requires a lot of it, however.
I don't like that.
So, someone must die? Someone must be sacrificed?
Yes, and then we send another mage into the Fade. I can't enter because I'm doing the ritual. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. It's not much of an option.
Is there no other method?
Power has to come from somewhere, and that means either lyrium or blood.
Then let it be my blood. I will be the sacrifice.
What? Isolde, are you mad? Eamon would never allow this.
Either someone kills my son to destroy that thing inside him, or I give my life so my son can live. To me, the answer is clear.
Blood magic. How can more evil be of any help here? Two wrongs don't make a right.
Can we even trust this Jowan to do as he promises? Give him access to such power, and who knows what he shall do? I am uneasy.
It does seem like a sensible choice, with a willing participant.
Get rid of the rock.
Connor is blameless in this. He should not have to pay the price.
It's up to you, my friend. You know more about such things than I do, and it's your companion going into the Fade. The decision is yours.
There must be another way to enter the Fade.
You can find lyrium and more mages at the Circle of Magi, if they would even do it.
Circle Tower's not far from here, and they owe us.
Indeed. It should not be difficult to get what is needed, provided we have the time.
But what will happen here? Connor will not remain passive forever.
It's either that, or we kill someone. I'm gonna
Very
take
well.
that chance.
I will keep Jowan here as a precaution. He says he wants to help, so he will keep an eye on Connor with us. Go to the tower quickly, then. The longer you are away, the greater the chances of disaster.
Alrighty. First, I'm gonna loot the bodies. Because, I mean, that's how the economy works.
I see enemies ahead.
Ah, shit!
I'll get on it. Got it. Now's better than later. You can get off my Begin the onslaught.
Wind leveled up. Good.
Excellent.
That's a lot of blood.
Alistair's mother's amulet. Interesting. I'll have to give that to him later. Level up. Want your magic to be 30. Let's get that willpower up. Rogue defense. No, wait, what's this? Left paralysis. Spell wisp. And I'm almost ready to level up. Awesome. Glad I made that little pit stop. Second floor. What's the second floor? Okay, we've already been here. I just saw all the dead bodies. It's like, okay, we've already been here. All right. Now,
I can't do that.
I haven't lost an RPG. Follow the bodies. Exactly. All right. Let's head to the circle. And
Isn't there something better we could be doing? Killing things, perhaps?
And get those mages. Now, I'm not a mage, so I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm not about... Ah, shit, we have a fight.
Oh, thank the Maker. We need help. They attacked the wagon. Please help us. Follow me. I'll take you to them.
All right. Ew. I smell a trap. Hello. Oh. Ambush.
The Grey Warden dies here!
I see enemies ahead.
Fenrir! Attack!
I hope I don't get blood all over me again.
I see a trap. I'm gonna take you with me! I see a trap.
Bite. Ankles.
No. I'm sorry. Oh!
Okay, everyone. Let's heal.
I'm going to take a nap. I hope that's okay.
God damn it, Alistair. Well, fuck.
I see a trap. I see a trap. I see a trap. I see a trap. I see a trap.
Woohoo! Wake up!
Oh, what? I rather thought I would wake up dead, or not wake up at all, as the case may be. But I see you haven't killed me yet.
I have questions.
Ah, so I am to be interrogated. Let me save you some time. My name is Zevran. Zev to my friends. I am a member of the Antivan Crows, brought here for the sole purpose of slaying any surviving Grey Wardens, which I have failed at, sadly.
Well, that was easy. I'm rather happy that you failed.
So would I be, in your shoes. For me, however, it sets a rather poor precedent, doesn't it? Getting captured by a target seems a tad detrimental to one's budding assassin career.
Who hired you to kill us?
A taciturn fellow in the capital. Logain, I think his name was. Yes,
Of course
that's
it was.
it.
Does that mean you're loyal to Logain?
I have no idea what his issues are with you. The usual, I imagine. You threaten his power, yes? Beyond that, no, I am not loyal to him. I was contracted to perform a service.
And now that you've failed at that
Oh, well,
service...
that's between Loghain and the Crows, and between the Crows and myself. Isn't that what we're establishing now?
Fair enough. When were you to see him next?
If I had succeeded, I would have returned home and the Crows would have informed your Loghain of the results, if he didn't already know. If I had failed, I would be dead, or I should be, at least as far as the Crows are concerned. No need to see Loghain then.
Fair enough. How much were you
I
paid?
wasn't paid anything. The Crows, however, were paid quite handsomely, or so I understand. Which does make me about as poor as a chantry mouse, come to think of it. Being an Antivan Crow isn't for the ambitious, to be perfectly honest.
Then why are you...
Well, aside from a distinct lack of ambition, I suppose it's because I wasn't given much of a choice. The Crows bought me young. I was a bargain, too, or so I'm led to believe. But don't let my sad story influence you. The Crows aren't so bad. They keep one well supplied. Wine, women, men, whatever you happen to fancy. Though the whole severance package is garbage, let me tell you. If you're considering joining, I'd really think twice about it.
Hello, Kyo. Thank you for the lurk.
You
Thanks,
seem
I'll
like
take
a
that under
bright girl.
advisement.
I'm sure you have other options.
Well, I'm a noble for one. So why are you telling me all
Why
this?
not? I wasn't paid for silence. Not that I offered it for sale, precisely.
Fair enough. Aren't you least loyal to your
Loyalty
employers?
is an interesting concept. If you wish, and you're done interrogating me, we can discuss it further. Well,
I'm
here's the
listening.
thing. I failed to kill you, so my life is forfeit. That's how it works. If you don't kill me, the Crows will. Thing is, I like living. And you obviously are the sort to give the Crows pause. So let me serve you instead.
And what's to stop you from finishing the job later?
To be completely honest, I was never given much of a choice regarding joining the Crows. They bought me on the slave market when I was a child. I think I paid my worth back to them plus tenfold. The only way out, however, is to sign up with someone they can't touch. Even if I did kill you now, they might just kill me on principle for failing the first time. Honestly, I'd rather take my chances with you.
Fair enough. Sword's a sword.
What? You're taking the assassin with us now? Does that really seem like a good idea?
Don't worry about it. We could use him.
All right. I see your point. Still, if there was a sign we were desperate, I think it just knocked on the door and said hello.
A fine plan.
It's already opened the door.
I would examine your food and drink far more closely from now on, were I you.
That's excellent
Oh,
advice
don't
for
worry. I'm
anyone.
going to have Sten taste test everything.
I hereby pledge my oath of loyalty to you until such a time as you choose to release me from it. I am your man, without reservation. This I swear.
Yeah, I know you guys disapprove, but we need all the people we can get. Yeah, I know, we gotta be practical, and he's basically said, even if I do kill you, I'm still a dead man anyway. So, I mean, if he's willing to fight Darkspawn, I'll take him. It's just like in Mass Effect 3 when I did all the running around for Arya to get the Blood Pact, Blue Suns, and the Eclipse mercenaries on my payroll. If they're willing to fight Reapers, I'll take them. I don't care about their past.
Welcome back, friend. You'll be glad to learn that the Circle is well on its way to recovery.
Can the Circle go to Red Cliff to save a possessed child?
The child is possessed, but killing the demon would mean killing the... Unless you intend to enter the Fade. Yes, it can be done with a group of mages. I shall gather what mages I can, and we shall leave promptly. A life is at stake.
Thank you, Irvine. Let's go back to Red Cliff. Hopefully we won't be attacked, Zevran. God damn it!
Ah, a fellow traveler of the fair lands. Are you a seeker, perchance? My packs are light, but I have a tome of strange origin. The Deus V Eternus, rumored to be the last message to a sinful world from the Maker himself.
Did you sell a few copies in the Circle Tower?
I have no idea what you're talking about, and neither do these large men carrying swords. Get them!
Something is coming. All right.
Why is it that everyone thinks they can kill me?
Got it.
I must. Oh, this is
That'll teach you.
Alright. Well, time to loot the bodies. Looting bodies is so much fun. It makes the RPG world go round. And as a rogue, I mean, how do you think I make my money? This is getting old. Stop trying to kill me. Exactly. Alright. Back at the castle. Alright.
Ah, there you are. We have brought lyrium and begun preparations for the ritual. We can start any time.
So only one person can go through?
Yes. We haven't sufficient lyrium at present to send more than one mage into the Fade.
Do you have any last minute advice?
It truly depends on the manner of demon. It sounds like a spirit of greed and desire.
St. Morgan.
One of the more powerful in the hierarchy. It will likely engage you in dialogue and tempt you with an offer. Avoid it. Making deals with demons never turns out well.
You get what? I mean, Morgan is my offensive mage, so I'd probably do that anyway.
I'm glad we
Let's do
decided
this.
to take this route. This is really the best option.
Very well. Who will go into the Fade? Then let us
Morgan.
begin forthwith.
Okay.
Is that you, Connor? I can hear you. I'm coming.
Father!
What the hell?
I don't understand. It's so cold.
You there? Have you seen my son? I can hear him, but I cannot find him. This blasted fog has me turning in circles.
This is the Fade. Your kind cannot navigate it any more than you could navigate a dream.
I don't understand. Where is my Connor?
I will find him for you, since I foolishly gave my word that I would. Lead me to it.
No. No, you're trying to lead me astray. I do not believe you. Connor! Connor, where are you?
Well.
Is anyone out there? Hello?
Please, Father. I only want to help you.
Alright. Now what? Hey, Connor.
Who are you? Are you the one that made Father ill? Tell me now.
The first option! Be nice. Oh, I want to hear Morgan say be nice.
Shoo. Run along and play. Or whatever.
No! You're here to hurt Father. I know it. I won't let you.
Hello.
Too easy.
You can never resist me!
So be it.
Let's see here. Lightning. Pubes. I guess I go back. Now where the fuck am I?
You! You're the one making Father sick! I'll help him! You can't stop me! Why do you
Connor.
keep hurting me? Why are you trying to stop me?
Try to
Enough of
communicate.
these games. Give me what I want.
Trespasser! I will drive you out!
You can never resist me! I see. Oh, this should be good.
Ow, 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 ow.
Get out of here! You have to get out! I'll stop you! I will!
Connor, this isn't fun anymore.
Father wanders, seeking me, trapped within my web. All is as it should be. Why must you interfere?
Why do you speak through illusions? Come, let us converse.
No. It is time for you to go now. Do not persist, or things will go very badly for you.
God, fuck, damn it.
Very well.
Too easy.
Will you just... Oh, good. Just you and
Very
me.
well. No more illusions. Now we meet face to face. You see my true form, and stand in my domain. It is here I am most powerful. And yet I have no wish to engage your power, nor should you be so eager to engage mine. Perhaps we should converse instead?
Fine,
I will
we'll
not
talk.
become an abomination no matter what you try.
One soul I already possess. I do not need another. You need not fear me on that account. I wish only to talk.
Do you take me for a fool? I know better than to bargain with your kind.
Alas, that is sad. Very well then. If you wish a battle, you will have it. Let us see if your power matches your boldness, creature.
Fight! Fight! Fight!
I shall do it. Very well.
You will be mine!
Yeah, no.
I see.
Colonel Cole! No, you idiot! Why did you point it that way? Shit!
Love works, doesn't it? Begin the onslaught.
Ow, 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 ow. Give me your life.
As you wish. You will never leave this place. I shall do it. I see. So be it. Very well. I do not deserve this punishment.
Yes,
Another
you do.
battle I see.
Ow.
I see.
Die. Woo. Morgan, you need a fireball. So we did it, I think.
So it is over. Connor is his old self. He does not seem to remember anything, which is a blessing. I suppose we will need to send him to the Circle of Magi's tower for training once the war is over. It's so odd to think of the boy as a mage, of all things. Eamon has much to mourn and rebuild should he recover. But at least he can be thankful that both his son and wife are safe.
I owe you my deepest thanks. I can scarcely believe Connor is the boy he once was.
There is still the matter of Jowan. His poisoning Eamon began this whole mess, yet he lives. I must decide what becomes of him. We will hold him for Eamon to decide his fate. If he doesn't recover, Jowan's fate is sealed. What do you think?
Why do you want my opinion?
You spoke with him, have you not? You know what he has done better than I do, even.
Would you
I would
find
not
him
trust
useful?
him, but I would not presume to tell my brother what to do.
Do whatever you want with him.
Very well. I shall have the mage imprisoned again for now. But our task is not done yet. Whatever the demon did to my brother, it seems to have spared his life, but he remains comatose. We cannot wake him.
The urn. The urn of sacred ashes will save Eamon.
There some other way to heal him? What about magic?
It has been tried, and we will continue trying. Perhaps the demon's absence will make a difference. However, the relic is another option.
My husband funded the research of a scholar in Denerim, a brother Genetivi. He has been studying the inscriptions on Andraste's birth rock. When Eamon fell ill, I sent the knights to speak to Genetivi. I hoped that he had finally discovered the location of the urn of sacred ashes itself. They were unable to locate Genetivi. In desperation, I sent more knights in search of the brother, or some clue of the urn's location.
Well, I'll see if I can find it, but if it's in Denerim, I might want to have a little bit more backup, like the Dalish and the dwarves. Oh, just a dragon? Well, Flemeth is also just a dragon. But, right now, I think, going to Denerim is out of the equation at the moment. Oh, Flemeth is an old god. Okay, well, fun.
No one else can. Even if I wish to do it myself, I cannot abandon Redcliffe to its own devices. Perhaps you could seek out the brother's home in Denerim and see if any clues remain on his whereabouts. It is the only place to begin the search, I think. I must go to the hall and begin rebuilding. I wish you luck, and may the Maker go with you.
Well, she's Janeway, so I don't expect anything less. Alright. We'll go and level up. Gonna want some more in strength. And let's put some in con. Critical shot. Put it in defensive fire so I can get that ready. All right. Oh yeah. Before we leave, I've got some gifts to give. Let's see here. When? How would you like a painting? You do like the painting. Good. Alistair.
Oh, thank
has
you.
some bracers.
That's very nice. This.
And this.
This is my mother's amulet. It has to be.
It'll hydrate.
But why isn't it broken? Where did you find it?
I found it in Redcliffe Castle in the study.
Oh, the Jarl's study? Then he must have found the amulet after I threw it at the wall. And he repaired it and kept it. I don't understand. Why would he do that?
Perhaps you mean more to him than you think.
I guess you could be right. We never really talked that much. And then the way I left. Thank you. I mean it. I thought I'd lost this to my own stupidity. I'll need to talk to him about this if he recovers from his... When he recovers, that is. I wish I'd had this a long time ago. Did you remember me mentioning it? Wow. Huh. I'm more used to people not really listening when I go on about things.
Of course I remember. You're special to me.
Is this the part when the music starts and we begin dancing? Because I'm game. Where's the minstrels?
All right. Well, after I loot the place, because I am a rogue, that is what I do. I think this will be it for the stream. We're let's see here. I probably won't be streaming tomorrow, but Saturday morning I want to do a Piper stream. After that, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to be doing. But the next time we do Dragon Age, we'll probably be heading to the Belican Forest. To the Dalish. Because I don't really feel like I'm prepared for Denerim just yet. So we'll hold off on that. Once we finish the Dalish quest, then we'll go ahead and try and find the Urn of Sacred Ashes. Or whatever it's called. The Holy Grail. Anyway, thank you all for joining, and thank you, Floof, for giving all the gift subs. Heskin's still alive. Yes, he is. Does anybody have any raid suggestions? Otherwise, we can just raid Zahuskin. But other than that, I think we can call it a stream. Provided my potato lets me raid. Here we go. Come on. Come on, potato. Work, damn you. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and do a fluffy raid. And I will let you all see you all later. Have a good night. And potato. Have a good night, and I will see you all hopefully Saturday with Piper Shepherd and the Omega DLC.